What's up guys, Man on the Moon here with another video, and today I have a character build guide for the man himself, Boat God Kenny. As usual, I'll be going over the skills I upgraded, why I upgraded them, and why I upgraded them to where I did. I'll be going over the mods I use on him and have been using on him, and I'll be going over the couple of weapons that I've been using on him. But before I get to that, I'd like to ask you guys to like and subscribe for more content. My channel's been growing pretty good over the past couple of weeks, and I'd like to keep it up. Alright, so as far as Kenny's Adrenaline Rush and signature move go, there's no upgrades that require any levels. It's all just grade upgrades, so that's good. So as far as Kenny's passives go, I did max out pretty much everything on him. Everything is pretty essential to him. You can't really get away with not upgrading stuff. You definitely want the 100% chance to absolute defense and reduce reflected and counter damage to 0 for Telltale Season 1 teammates. Like, that's for real necessary. You want the Flawed Man's Tale 2 as well also, obviously. Agility 1 and 2, completely necessary. And I would say Determination 1 and 2 are also really needed, just because even though it's only 40% chance, it's a 40% chance against all the things that really stop you from doing what you want. You know, the big like 5 or so, you know, stun, confuse, impair, taunt, normalize is in there, and I believe daze is in there, so 6. And just to have a 40% chance to resist all of them, that's pretty impactful. I only went to Weapons Expert 1 and 2. I only went to level 14 because I could upgrade it, but 1 level for 1% to cost, you know, for that Madeline, it's just not worth the 2 Madeline for 2%. That 2% isn't going to give me that much. Not in the scope of what that Madeline is, those 2 Madeline are worth. It's just, I would say it's not worth putting those to level 15. Once again, if it went up to level 20, I would say yeah, do it, because you're getting 6 levels use out of the Madeline. But on the 15s, I would say 100% just stay at level 14 and save yourself a trainer. As far as the combat mods went, I went pretty basic. Just real glass cannon with it. Crit set, crit damage multiplier, I got, you know, 50.5% crit damage multiplier on him. I've got 23.5% attack. I've got 58% attack versus fast, 53.5% attack versus alert, and a 66.5% taunt resist. It's worth noting that the mods do not stack with his passive for debilitating status resistance, so like, he's not immune to taunt. That 40% and 66% does not equal 106. It just goes with the 66.5. If you're wondering, yes, I do obviously have that Paragon crit damage mod there, but in order for some realism in my testing, I wanted to just use regular mod, because I can't tell somebody, oh, well, you know, put this Paragon mod on there, because if you didn't go in that season and get that Paragon mod, or if you didn't go to the Last War Champions and get that mod, you can't go get that. You can, however, go out and get, you know, a 50.5% crit damage on crit set mod. It's got some good rolls, but it's not like that's a maxed out mod or anything. You can get that. You probably have something as good as that or better than that in your mods anyway. So that's what I went with. Same thing with all the mods. You know, I do have better stuff in there, but I wanted these to be fairly realistic. Like, good mods, but not Paragon, not perfect. Because that's not a real test. So the reason I went Taunt Resist is mainly just because Taunt is still everywhere. As far as the attack verse, alert, and fast goes, I went with those two because obviously he's already getting the trade advantage versus strong, and I'm not going to be bringing him up against tough tunes. I just flat out, I'm not going to. So there's no reason for this way. He covers all his bases. Anybody else that I would see realistically, like, am I going to see tough tunes on teams that I take him up against? Yeah, but I'll have, you know, a Lydia or somebody, you know, I'll have somebody else to deal with the tough tunes. But as far as like a Priya team, or go, you know, with the new update, you'll be able to see defenses. So like, if there's like 3 tough tunes, I'm just not going to bring him. I'll bring a different team. Moving on to the weapons. At the moment, there's only 2 that I'm really testing him out with. One of them is just, I've had this one for quite a while. Just Destructive Revolver, 45% attack, very large bonus to AP when attacking. The tier 4 splash damage, better chance to attack all enemies adjacent to the target with 120% attack, and 1535 in the 4 slot. I'm mainly testing this out just to see if, like, what the potential is. What I've really been using for the majority of my tests, and I'm finding that I like more, is this weapon down here. And I suggest everybody build this weapon down here. It is fairly easy, relatively speaking. 45% attack, huge bonus to AP when attacking, bonus attack plus 45% attack when attacking enemies of more than 50% HP, and 1535. It just turns that first turn sig move into a nuke. And I'm trying to, the real testing between the two is just, the testing is more on the revolver to see, is it worth the potential of hitting that huge splash on either his rush or on his sig. And I mean, the splash can hit really hard on his sig. Like, you can wipe out, I mean, I'm not going to say you can wipe out a whole team with it, but you can wipe out 2-3 tunes with that sig with this weapon. It's just not guaranteed, and I like guarantees, and that's exactly what the bonus attack weapon is. Between the two, it is fun to play around with. This one's definitely more consistent, but I've seen like just insane numbers on this revolver. So I would say if you have both of them, play around with them. There's also a third weapon I'm working on. I just haven't actually got it finished yet, and then I'm going to test that one out. But for the moment, this is just kind of what I'm working with. I've got other weapons. They just don't seem to, I don't know. They just don't seem to work as well with Kenny, particularly. Like, there's the Confuse on crit weapon and the Christmas gun that has, you know, the Confuse in the 3rd slot, and then is it like the crit, the slow crit on the 4th slot or whatever, but it just has like 55% attack, and they just don't work as well. The ones that I've found work decently so far are these two. Alright guys, well, that's all I got for this video today. Let me know down in the comments below. Do you have Kenny? What do you have him at? Have you been using him? What's your mod setup look like? What weapons are you using on him? I'm always looking for more ideas myself. I always say, you know, I show off stuff all the time, but I don't ever really get to see other people's setups very often. But I like to. You know, it helps me theory craft in my own head. So let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, remember guys, it is a game, so try and have fun. This is going to be your friendly neighborhood man on the moon, signing off. Later guys.